Employment is quite a relationship. It's a relationship you're getting into with the person who has employed you. And there will always be toxic bosses here and there. But like my friend has said, how did you get this job in the first place? Because the toxicity sometimes always has a generation. Where did it come from? How did it all start? Yeah? And sometimes when the toxicity is too much, sometimes it's time to leave. And the moment your boss knows that you're valuable to the organization, they will never want to lose you. And so wherever you'll be working, it's important for you to be of value to this organization. What value do you bring to them? Okay? Because toxic bosses will always be there. But the value that you carry should always be your leverage. Should always be your leverage. So that is how I will respond to that. But toxic bosses will always be there. And not just toxic bosses, but also toxic colleagues or toxic workmates. How do you deal with that? And again, you cannot be leaving one employment to the other because you've encountered a toxic boss. Yeah. Because they're everywhere. And if you want to make everybody happy, then I would propose that you start selling ice cream. There, everybody will be very happy. You should not walk into an employment and always think that now people will be clapping because you're here and they will be very happy because you're here. No. There are people who will not be happy of you where you're working, and that include even your bosses. Sawa sawa. So it's just for you to grow a thick thin, you grow a thick skin, and know that indeed these are things that you endure in an employment. And some employments can get very toxic. But what I would ask you is as well, what can you gain from this toxicity? I have a friend who had a toxic boss, and this guy was he used to work in engineering, but now he was promoted into HR. And now because now the person who is in charge of the HR doesn't like him, so he would push so much work to him so that he's not able to perform, and through this, they can throw him out. And this guy took this positively, and he invested in his time in trying to know what this job was all about. And after some time, he became the best in that office, out of the jobs that this guy would throw to him. And he became so good, such that the top guys would ask, who is doing this job? Because of the toxicity that was there, this guy was able to turn it around to be on his favor. You shouldn't always look on the negative side of things. Even the toxicity itself, it should have some motivation to push you in front. So always treat all this toxicity from a positive perspective. Whenever you turn it into a negative energy, it will always affect you. And like I said, you cannot be moving from one boss to the other. Today you're working here, you find the boss is toxic, and then you move to company B, then you find the boss there is toxic, then you move to company C. By the time you're getting to another company, they will want to look at your portfolio, and they will ask themselves, then why are you leaving everywhere you're going? And so that means that you lose value. The lesser employers you've had in the past, the more valuable you are. If you've worked, let's say, for company A for 10 years, and you've worked for company B for 10 years, then company C, by the time they're employing you, they already know that this person is a keeper. It's not someone that you're going to employ today and they leave tomorrow. Put yourself in that position where you're the person now who is hiring. And someone comes, they have like 20 bosses in the past. How would you view this? Will you view this as someone who is coming to stay or someone who is just passing by?